Some type of referral service. I went in online. You pay X amount of dollars. I think it was $15, and then they give you the name of 3 lawyers. And then you choose the one. You call them and you choose the one that you think is best for you. Well, at the end, suggested you take an Advil and get back to work. Not very many people win these cases going against the big insurance companies that have all the big dollars. These cases are not often won unless the people have a lot of money and a lot of time and to go through the court cases and whatnot. And she knew I didn't have the money, which I didn't, and so that was it. We parted ways. Wasn't sure for a while what to do, so I sat for a few months again, reading a bit, but not doing a whole lot. Thinking that was it. My life was pretty much finished. So finally, I did do some more research, talk to my doctors, and I had asked the doctors to, when I finished working with this other lawyer, I'd gone back to the doctor again and said, look, you got to figure out a way to get me back to work. Whether you give me stronger medication or what you do, I don't care. At this point, I'll take anything because I can't feed myself. He said, I'll help you. I'll do everything I can, everything that's needed to get your disability case settled. But he said, disability is there for people like you. So he said, I'll help you in that department, but I can't help you to get back to work. Close to a year later, started looking around again, and I saw David Sher's website. Started looking through that. I read on there that it was, if you didn't win, you didn't pay. I gave him a call. I guess that's how I hired him. Said that that I didn't need money up front and whatnot. And I asked him if he would, if I could get that in writing because of the experience I had before. He said, absolutely. That's the only way I'm going to do it. With the previous lawyer, I didn't get, so much as a recorded conversation to go back and prove later what she had said. With him, and I asked him, knowing that the previous lawyer, all she did was send in copies of medical documents that I had already sent in myself. So I've learned that that's quite pointless. I really liked them. They were always honest, upfront. If I did phone them, I always got, they were always very quick at returning the calls, or they returned the calls at the time that they specified, which was another change. But no, they were very good from the beginning, and I had asked them, just because of my previous bad experience, I asked them, can you give me an idea of how you're going to start this case? And he said basically the basic general rule of thumb is you sue first and ask questions later. I said, okay, sir, you're going right with the lawsuit. And he said, I'm going right with the lawsuit. So I said, okay, because I told him about the previous story, and he said, that's absolutely stupid, you can do that yourself without hiring a lawyer. Why are you going to hire me to send the medical documents that you already had? I said, well, that's what I went through, and I didn't want to go through it again. So that's why I asked. No, but they were always, like I said, they were always open, honest, and upfront, willing to accommodate the fact that I couldn't get out to see them very easily, With my disability, I can't drive very far, so I have to rely on someone to come and drive me, and which is not always easy because I didn't have any family living in Markham anymore. I believe we went through one mediation and then one discovery. They had said that 80% or 85% of the cases get settled on the first mediation. So I guess I was somewhat prepared for their ludicrous offers. But anyway, they continued the discussions, but no, the insurance company was still going to hang strong. They weren't going to come up by much. It ended up going to discovery, after several more months. In the meantime, they had asked for records of pharmacies that I had been to and doctors, and I guess what my medication history was and whatnot. So of course we gave them all that, and they sent me to see a couple of their own doctors. Several months, probably close to a year later, they came around to the discovery. They just basically asked me a bunch of questions and tried to find any flaws they could, so they would nitpick at anything, One thing they harped on for a long time was, at one point, when going for Canada Disability, I think I'd written that I could walk a few steps without crutches, and then in the mediation, or I said that I can't walk without them very long, or something like that. So it was like, it's basically the same story told a different way, but they had to pick that up and really tear that apart, like it was going to help them. And they again kept saying, like, people do go to work in pain, yes, we understand there's a problem. Yes, we know there is a history of pain there. We know there's swelling, but that's not going to change whether you're at home or whether you're at work. So why bother staying at home doing nothing when you're still going to be when you're still not going to be any better? If it would make the situation a lot better, then yes. But since it's not, why not go to work? So be miserable at work and doing something constructive rather than sitting at home and being miserable. And I think the lawyer answered that and said, in Canada we do have laws that a person has to be able to function at work. Yes, she can sit there, but if she's not going to be able to function because she's blacked out on the floor, how is that going to help any company she's working for? That shut them up for that question pretty quick, but I did get a decent settlement that I could live with,